Hi everyone, and welcome to a quick tutorial on how to turn your clips from your streams into a YouTube short in a few easy steps. Here is Movavi. I'm currently using the 2021 version. Your version may be slightly different depending on what version you have, but to get everything set up, firstly we need to use this section here, the media bin up here, to add your clips. You can either click to add files and then pick them from the browser that opens, or you can just drag clips in directly from your file viewer. So if I put in a clip from one of my streams that we're going to be using for the demonstration, and then what I'm also going to do, because we need to add the things like the intro logo and the like, share and subscribe buttons, so I'm going to right click on here and add an extra video track. So the first thing to do is to get our clip in order. So we'll drag the clip down here and allow it to change it to the aspect ratio of the video format. We'll change that later into an actual short. And a short can be up to 60 seconds. We need to trim this down. This one's around 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down a bit, roughly around there, because that is where, as you can see, this section is highlighted in yellow. So I'll hit the scissors to cut the end off, and then we can delete this section as we don't need it anymore. And then because this is quite long, I'm going to take some of the beginning out. So this is me running away from a huntress. Found my red glyph. So let's start from just around there. So I'll right click on this again to highlight it in yellow and then cut that section to the beginning. So now we're at about 53 seconds. So we have me finding my red glyph, running away from the huntress, hiding in a corner, and then getting my booty spanked by the huntress. And then Teddy getting the amazing flashlight save, and me running away and then getting healed. So that's the base of my clip. So all I'm going to add is in here in the transition section, and there is a transition that I normally add to the end of my videos called fade to black. So I'm just going to add that on the end there. So it fades to a black section, just to make it a little bit nicer at the end. And now that I know that this is the main clip, what we need to do is we need to make this into a short. So in order to set the aspect ratio correctly, I'm going to change this section here to 9:16. So we're in this shorts format. Now I'm going to hit this box section here and go to the crop and rotate. Now, it does come up automatically with the right box. You can drag this in from the corners if you need to make it smaller or bigger, or if you need to take anything out, or you want to highlight a specific section. But I don't recommend dragging from the sides or the top and bottom. You want to keep this aspect ratio if you can. So once you've highlighted the section that you want, I want the center, obviously, we hit apply. Then we can run through just to make sure everything is in the frame that we want. There's a flashlight save and me running away. And Teddy healing me, so that's all of that. And then the reason we added this extra track is for the extra buttons. Now, I have my own extra buttons. I'm going to file, add media files. I have my own logo, and I also have a like, share, and subscribe. Now, the wonderful thing that I found with Movavi that doesn't seem to work with other programs, from my experience, is these are custom Webm files. Now, the advantage to having these Webm files is you can have them made by graphic artists, you can get them customized. I myself do commissions for these, they're available through my website, but it means that you can drag these directly into Movavi and then place them directly over your video. So what I'm going to do just shows, I'm going to drag my intro to beginning here, and then I'm going to select an overlay, and then if I pan through this to the end of the animation, I can then drag this to where I want it to appear in the video. And if I zoom in a bit, you can see that on here there's a sound bar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this soundbar down to around 25%, just to make sure it's not too loud in the video. And it will overlay the on top of the video itself. So then when you play it, there you are. The intro just appears in the middle. The other part I need to add is the like, share, and subscribe buttons. I would always recommend putting this in the first half of your video. Preferably, depending on the length of your video, you want it in the first quarter. So 1 tower should be roughly before the 15-second mark. So if I drag it around here, then go to 15 seconds, you can see on timestamp just there, to see exactly where you are. And I'm going to drag this down so that it ends at the 15-second mark. Let me play it through, find where it is, select the overlay. I can stretch this out to make it bigger. Slide it across until the green line comes up to make sure it's centered. And I would always recommend putting it near the top of your video if you can, because the bottom, there is a chance that it might get cut off. If you do need to cut out a bad word, what you need to do, the easiest way of doing it is if you go into this section here where you have your frame for your sound, if you right click in this section, not on the white line, you can add a volume point. What you want to do is find the section with the bad word in, add 2 volume points either side of the bad word, and then in the middle add 2 extra volume points, which you then drag down diagonally to the bottom, so you end up with like a little extended V that will essentially mute out that part of the sound.
Oh, monkey!
Just in case you happen to have said a bad word or a swear that you don't want to upload to YouTube. So once you've got your video all set up, all you need to do is then hit the export button, set the quality to highest. It should say the resolution of 1080 by 1920. If it doesn't, you can change this in the advanced settings. We can go in and change the resolution, but it should come up at 1080 1920. Put in a name, whatever you want it to be called. So tutorial project, and then you hit start. Put anything down in the comments, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will make some more videos soon.